Welcome to Simple Spoken English. Today, I want to talk about something that's very important for all English learners. How to learn English effectively. Whether you're a beginner, a non-native speaker, or someone who simply wants to communicate better, this lesson is for you. Learning English doesn't have to be hard. In fact, it can be fun and simple if you use the right methods. Let me share a personal story to inspire you. When I was young, I lived in a small village in Ecuador where most people spoke Spanish. English wasn't a part of our daily life, but one day everything changed. I saw an English movie for the first time. The characters spoke so confidently, and their words sounded like music to my ears. I didn't understand anything, but I was fascinated. I made a promise to myself that I would learn English no matter what. At first it was difficult. I started with simple words like apple, book, and chair. I would repeat them again and again, trying to get the pronunciation right. Sometimes my family found my efforts amusing and would laugh, but they always encouraged me to keep trying. I turned my house into a mini English school. I wrote the names of objects on sticky notes and stuck them everywhere, on the fridge, the mirror, and even my bicycle. As I grew older, I found more ways to learn. There was a small library in my town, and I borrowed English books with simple stories. I also watched cartoons like Bluey, because the language was easy to understand. Another trick I used was listening to English songs. I would play them on repeat and sing along, even if I got the words wrong at first. Eventually, I joined an English club at my school. I was nervous at first because I didn't want to make mistakes in front of others, but the teacher was very kind. We played word games, acted out scenes from plays, and practiced short conversations. It was so much fun that I forgot I was even learning. One of the best things about learning English was meeting new friends from different cultures. We shared funny stories about our lives and laughed as we practiced speaking. These friendships inspired me to improve even more. After years of hard work, I finally became comfortable speaking English. It felt amazing to travel to new places, read books in English, and talk to people from all over the world. Learning English truly changed my life, and it can do the same for you. So let's start this journey together. Why learning English is important. Learning English is important for many reasons, and it can open doors to countless opportunities. First, English is spoken in many countries worldwide. If you travel to places like New Zealand, South Africa, or even Japan, you'll likely meet people who can speak English, even if it's not their first language. For example, imagine visiting a small town in Peru or a bustling city in Kenya. Even in these places, knowing English can help you communicate. Whether you're at an airport asking for directions, in a hotel ordering room service, or chatting with locals, speaking English makes these experiences smoother and more enjoyable. But learning English isn't just about traveling. It's also essential in the workplace. Today, many companies, whether they're based in France, India, or Brazil, prefer employees who can speak English. Why? Because English is the international language of business. Imagine working for a company that trades goods with businesses in Germany or the Philippines. Speaking English allows you to connect with people from different countries, share ideas, and understand their perspectives. If you dream of working for a global company or starting your own business that reaches customers around the world, English is a skill you cannot ignore. English is also a gateway to education. Many students dream of studying in English-speaking countries like Ireland or Singapore. Maybe you want to enroll in an online course offered by a top university in another country. Most of these courses are available in English, and knowing the language helps you access this world of knowledge. Whether you're studying engineering, history, or digital marketing, learning English makes it easier to understand complex topics and gain new skills. Let's not forget the fun side of learning English. English is the language of entertainment. Love movies? Think of the incredible films made in Bollywood or Hollywood. Once you learn English, you can watch them without subtitles. Enjoy music? So many global hits are in English, and understanding the lyrics adds a new level of appreciation. Whether it's exploring books, playing video games, or scrolling through social media, knowing English lets you connect with a bigger world of creativity and fun. In short, learning English isn't just about mastering a language. It's about opening doors to travel, career opportunities, education, and entertainment. It's a skill that enhances your life in countless ways. My dear students, let's talk about something truly life-changing: learning English. Why is learning English so important? It's because it opens so many doors in life. Whether you want to make new friends, travel to exciting places, get a great job, or simply enjoy watching movies and shows without subtitles, English can make all these things possible. It's like having a key that unlocks new opportunities and experiences. Now you might be wondering, how can I improve my English? It feels so hard. Don't worry, you are not alone, and I'm here to help. Together we will explore simple and easy steps that you can follow to improve your English every day. No matter where you are in your learning journey, whether you're a complete beginner or already know some English, these tips will help you move forward. Let's begin with Tip 1. Start with simple vocabulary. When learning a new language, building your vocabulary is the first and most important step. Vocabulary means the words you know and use. But here's a common question. There are so many words in English. Where should I start? Don't stress, my friends. The best way to begin is to focus on the words that are part of your daily life. For example, think about your house. Every day, you see and use items like a chair, a table, or a spoon. These are simple, everyday objects that are easy to learn. Start by learning the English words for these things. For instance, the next time you sit on your chair, say to yourself, "This is a chair." When you eat breakfast at your table, think, "I am sitting at the table." And when you drink from your glass, tell yourself, "This is a glass." Repeating these words as you use these items will help them stick in your memory. Now let's take this idea outside your home. Imagine you're walking through the streets of Mumbai, India. Look around you. What do you see? Maybe there are trees, cars, or buildings. Learn the English words for these things too. Each time you see a tree, think, "That is a tree." When a bus passes by, say, "This is a bus." By connecting the English words to the things you see around you, you are building a strong vocabulary that feels real and practical. Once you're comfortable with naming objects, you can move on to learning basic actions. Actions are the things you do every day, like walking, eating, sleeping, or reading. For example, when you're walking to the market, tell yourself, I am walking. When you're eating lunch, think, I am eating. And when you're reading a book, say, I am reading. By linking actions with their English words, you'll begin to think in English naturally. This habit makes it easier to use English in your daily life. You'll feel more confident because you're not just learning words, you're using them. To make your learning even more fun, try to challenge yourself. For instance, pick one room in your house, like your kitchen, and learn the English words for everything in it. Start with simple words like spoon, plate, and bottle. As you become comfortable, try forming sentences like, I am washing a plate, or I am drinking water from a bottle. Another great way to learn is to focus on objects and actions when you're outside. For example, if you're in Nairobi, Kenya, and you see a zebra crossing the road, say to yourself, that is a zebra. Or if you're visiting Paris, France, and see the Eiffel Tower, think, this is a tower. You can even practice with simple actions. I am taking a photo of the Eiffel Tower. This step-by-step approach will make learning English feel easy and natural. Start small, with the words and actions you see and do every day. Practice them often, and soon you'll notice that English starts to feel like a part of your life. Remember, the more you use the words, the better you'll remember them. Keep practicing and don't give up. You're on the path to fluency, building your English foundation, simple phrases, and everyday practice. When you start learning English, the best place to begin is with simple, everyday phrases. These phrases are the key to greeting people, asking for things, and showing politeness, essential skills in any language. English is no exception. Learning phrases like hello, how are you, or thank you can make a big difference in your ability to communicate right from the start. Imagine this. You're in a coffee shop in Melbourne, Australia. Instead of using your native language, you confidently say hello to the barista. When they hand you your coffee, you smile and say, thank you. These small interactions might seem simple, but they're incredibly powerful. They not only help you practice, but also make you feel more connected to the world around you. The importance of starting small. When you start speaking English, don't worry if you make mistakes or feel shy. It's all part of the learning process. Think of learning a language like building a house. You wouldn't try to construct a roof without first laying down a strong foundation, right? In language learning, your foundation is simple vocabulary and phrases. Every new word you learn is like adding a brick to your house. At first, it may seem slow and frustrating, but with each word, you're making progress. For example, once you've mastered basic phrases like good morning and see you later, you can move on to building sentences like, good morning, how are you today? Over time, these sentences will evolve into full conversations, and soon you'll find yourself discussing your favorite topics in English. Avoid overloading yourself. One common mistake new learners make is trying to learn too many words at once. It's tempting to memorize hundreds of words in a single day, but this can quickly lead to burnout and frustration. Instead, focus on a smaller number of words, perhaps 5 or 10 a day. Let's say you're learning words related to travel because you plan to visit Toronto, Canada. Write down words like airport, luggage, map, hotel, and ticket. Use these words in sentences like, I need a map to find my hotel, or can you help me with my luggage? Saying these sentences out loud will help you remember the words and make them a natural part of your vocabulary. Make learning fun with flashcards. Flashcards are a fantastic tool for learning vocabulary. You can create your own by writing the English word on one side and a picture or translation on the other. For instance, if you're learning the word beach, you could draw a simple picture of sand and waves, or write the word plage, beach in Russian, on the back. Carry these flashcards with you wherever you go. If you're waiting for a bus in Bangkok, Thailand, pull them out and quiz yourself. Flashcards are great because they allow you to learn in small, manageable chunks. Over time, these repeated reviews will help you remember the words more effectively. Explore apps and games for language learning. In today's digital world, language learning apps and games are excellent tools to boost your vocabulary. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, and Babbel offer interactive lessons that include pictures, sounds, and quizzes. For example, if you're learning the word restaurant, the app might show you a picture of a dining table while saying the word out loud. Games can also be incredibly effective. Crossword puzzles, word-matching games, or even simple online quizzes can make learning fun and engaging. Imagine playing a word game while relaxing at home in Cape Town, South Africa, and realizing how much your vocabulary has improved without even noticing the effort. Listen and repeat for better pronunciation. One of the best ways to improve your English is by listening to how native speakers use the language. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, or even follow simple English conversations on YouTube. For instance, you could watch a video about everyday life in Dublin, Ireland, where people discuss their morning routines. When you hear a new word like breakfast, pause the video, say the word out loud, and try to use it in your own sentence. Children's shows are particularly helpful because they use simple language and clear pronunciation. Shows like Peppa Pig or Dora the Explorer are great for beginners. Listening and repeating the words will not only help you improve your pronunciation, but also train your brain to recognize and remember them. Start small. Build confidence. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remember to start small. Begin with words and phrases that are part of your daily life. For example, if you live in Nairobi, Kenya, learn words related to your environment, like market, bus, or school. Practice using these words in simple sentences like, I am going to the market, or the bus is late today. The key is consistency. Use the words you learn every day, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each new word you master brings you closer to your goal of speaking fluent English. Over time, these small steps will build your confidence, and soon you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Final words of encouragement. Learning English is a journey, and like any journey, it starts with a single step. Focus on simple phrases and build your vocabulary step by step. Use tools like flashcards, apps, and games to make learning enjoyable. Practice speaking every day, and don't be afraid to listen, repeat, and try again. Final words of encouragement. Learning English is a journey, and like any journey, it starts with a single step. Focus on simple phrases and build your vocabulary step by step. Use tools like flashcards, apps, and games to make learning enjoyable. Practice speaking every day, and don't be afraid to listen, repeat, and try again. Remember, every word you learn is a step forward in your English learning journey. With patience and persistence, you'll soon be able to have meaningful conversations and achieve your goals. Keep going. You've got this. Simple tips to practice speaking English every day. Learning to speak English is one of the most important steps when learning the language. Many people find it challenging at first, but trust me, the more you practice, the easier and more enjoyable it becomes. Let me share some simple tips that can help you improve your speaking skills, and I'll break them down in a way that feels achievable for anyone. Start small. Speak simple sentences. If you're just beginning, don't feel overwhelmed. Start with easy sentences. For example, you can say things like, I am happy today. I like mangoes. These are simple statements that help you get used to forming words and speaking in English. Don't worry about making mistakes. The key is to say them out loud. For example, imagine you're in a small town like Nelspruit, South Africa. You can practice saying what you see. The weather is sunny here. I see beautiful trees outside my house. Even these small steps can make a big difference. Practice with friends and family. If you have friends or family members who are willing to help, talk to them in English. They don't need to be fluent or native speakers. The important thing is that you're practicing. Try asking simple questions like, how are you feeling today? What did you have for breakfast? For instance, if your younger sibling in a town like Jaipur, India, is learning English too, you can have small conversations with them. Did you finish your homework? Let's go to the park and play. The more you talk, the more natural it will feel over time. Speak to yourself. Yes, you read that right. Talking to yourself can be a great way to improve your speaking skills. When you're alone at home or walking in the park, start describing what you're doing. For example, I am cooking dinner now. I am walking to the bus stop. Let's imagine you live in a busy city like Lima, Peru. As you walk around, you can narrate what you see. I am passing a bookstore. It's a busy day on this street. By speaking to yourself, you get to practice without any fear of judgment, and it helps build your confidence. Listen and imitate. Another excellent way to improve your English speaking skills is to listen to native speakers. Watch TV shows, movies, or even YouTube videos in English. Pay attention to how words are pronounced and how sentences are formed. For example, if you're watching a movie set in New York City, try repeating sentences you hear the characters say, I'm going to grab some coffee. That's a great idea. By mimicking their pronunciation, tone, and rhythm, you can make your English sound more natural. Make speaking a daily habit. The most important thing is consistency. Make it a point to speak English every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Over time, you'll notice your confidence growing. Think of speaking English as learning to ride a bicycle in a town like Osaka, Japan. At first, it might feel hard and you'll stumble, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Mistakes are a part of learning, so don't let them discourage you. Every sentence you speak is a step closer to fluency. Use English in your daily activities. Another simple yet powerful way to learn English is by incorporating it into your daily life. You don't need to make big changes all at once. Start small and build from there. Read in English. If you enjoy reading books, try reading a few pages in English. You don't have to understand everything right away. Focus on learning a few new words or phrases. For example, if you're reading a book about wildlife in Australia, you might come across sentences like, "The kangaroo jumps high." This forest is home to many birds. These small efforts will help expand your vocabulary and improve your understanding of English. Observe and learn. When you're out and about, pay attention to signs, billboards, or advertisements in English. For example, if you're in Bangkok, Thailand, you might see signs like, "Fresh coffee available here," "Sale, 50% off all items." Reading these signs and associating them with real-life situations can make learning more practical and memorable. Change your phone. Settings. A fun and easy way to learn English is by changing the language settings on your phone or social media apps to English. Since you already know how your phone works, this won't feel overwhelming, and you'll pick up new words effortlessly. For example, instead of seeing gallery in your native language, you'll start recognizing it as gallery in English. Small changes like this can have a big impact over time. Watch with subtitles. Watching TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos in English is another enjoyable way to learn. Turn on the subtitles to help you follow along. For instance, if you're watching a cooking show set in London, you might hear, "Chop the vegetables finely. Add a pinch of salt." Seeing and hearing the words simultaneously helps you understand their meaning and pronunciation. Make English a part of your routine. The key to improving your English is to make it a regular part of your day. Whether it's practicing speaking, reading, or listening, consistency is what matters most. Think about your daily routine in a place like Nairobi, Kenya. Start small. Describe your morning in English. "I am brushing my teeth." Plan your day in English. "I will visit the market and buy some vegetables." By weaving English into your everyday life, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can improve. Remember, learning a language is a journey. Take it one step at a time and enjoy the process. You're already on the right path. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Embrace them as a part of learning. When it comes to learning English, there's one crucial thing to keep in mind. It's okay to make mistakes. In fact, making mistakes is one of the best ways to grow and improve. Many students hesitate to speak or write in English because they're worried about saying the wrong thing or using incorrect grammar. But trust me, mistakes are not something to fear. They are stepping stones on the path to mastery. Think of this. Imagine you're learning to ride a bicycle in a city like Dakar, Senegal. At first, you might fall or lose your balance, but each time you get back up, you learn something new. The same principle applies to learning English. Every time you make a mistake, you're getting closer to becoming fluent. When you try to write a sentence or have a conversation in English, don't let mistakes hold you back. For example, if you accidentally say, "I goes to the market yesterday," instead of feeling bad, think of it as a chance to learn that the correct sentence is, "I went to the market yesterday." Each time you correct yourself, you're improving your understanding of the language. Even native English speakers make mistakes sometimes. The key is not to let those errors discourage you. Instead, see them as opportunities to grow. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you'll make, and the more confident you'll feel over time. Practice listening. Train your ears to understand English. Another essential skill for learning English is listening. Listening helps you understand how the language sounds, how words are used in sentences, and how native speakers express themselves. It's like tuning your ears to the rhythm of English. One fun way to practice listening is by enjoying English songs. Music is an enjoyable and relaxing way to improve your language skills without even realizing it. Start with slow songs that have clear lyrics, such as classic love songs or ballads. Let's say you're listening to a song in a cafe in Wellington, New Zealand. You can focus on phrases like, "I'll be there for you." "You are my sunshine." Try to sing along. Singing improves your pronunciation and helps you remember words better. Another great idea is to listen to podcasts or audiobooks. There are plenty of English learning podcasts that speak slowly and use simple language. For example, imagine you're cooking dinner at home in Bogota, Colombia, and you're listening to a podcast. You can follow along with topics like how to make a simple recipe, tips for traveling to new countries. Even if you only catch a few words or sentences, that's perfectly fine. Over time, your brain will adapt to hearing English, and your comprehension will improve. If podcasts feel too advanced, start with short clips, such as 2-minute stories or simple dialogues. Consistent listening will train your ears, and soon you'll find yourself understanding more complex conversations. Read, read, read. The gateway to better English. One of the best ways to learn English is by reading. Reading introduces you to new words, sentence structures, and ideas in a natural way. It helps you understand how words work together and how grammar is used in real-life contexts. When you're just starting, don't pick up long novels or challenging essays. Instead, choose materials that match your level. For example, children's books. These often use simple sentences and are fun to read. Beginner-friendly news articles. Look for short articles about topics like local events or sports in places like Manila, Philippines. Simple stories online. There are websites with free English stories written for learners. While reading, keep a notebook handy to write down unfamiliar words. Let's say you're reading about a festival in Mexico City and come across the word celebration. Look it up, understand its meaning, and try using it in your own sentences, such as, "We had a celebration for my birthday." Reading doesn't just teach you vocabulary, it also improves your grammar without you even realizing it. For example, you'll start noticing how past, present, and future tenses are used in sentences. Most importantly, reading can be fun. Choose topics you love. If you enjoy sports, read about football matches. If you're curious about travel, read about famous landmarks. When you're genuinely interested in what you're reading, learning becomes effortless. Be consistent. Practice every day. If there's one golden rule for learning English, it's this: be consistent. Learning a language isn't something that happens overnight. It's a journey. Just like planting a tree in a garden in Nairobi, Kenya, you need to water it every day for it to grow. Even 10 minutes of English practice daily can make a big difference over time. For example, on Monday, read a short article about cooking. On Tuesday, watch an English video with subtitles. On Wednesday, write a paragraph about your day in English. On Thursday, listen to a song and try to sing along. On Friday, practice speaking with a friend. When you practice a little every day, English becomes a natural part of your routine. You don't need to dedicate hours. Just a few minutes here and there can add up to significant improvement. Think of it like exercise. If you work out regularly, even for a short time, your body becomes stronger. Similarly, regular English practice strengthens your skills. Embrace mistakes, a real-life example. Imagine you're in a bustling market in Hanoi, Vietnam, and you want to practice speaking English. You approach a vendor and try to ask, "How much is this bag?" Instead, you accidentally say, "How bag is much this?" What happens next? The vendor might smile and correct you, or they might understand what you mean and respond with the price. Either way, you've learned something new. Next time, you'll know the right way to ask the question. Mistakes like these are valuable. They teach you in a way that textbooks cannot. By being willing to speak and take risks, you're giving yourself the best chance to improve. When you're traveling or even just walking around your neighborhood, listen for English words or phrases. For instance, in a restaurant in Cairo, Egypt, you might hear a waiter say, "Would you like a menu?" Enjoy your meal. Listening in real-life situations helps you understand how English is used in everyday conversations. Make English part of your life. The best way to succeed is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Surround yourself with the language through music, videos, books, and conversations. For example, if you're at a bookstore in Johannesburg, South Africa, look for books with simple English sentences. If you're watching a movie, turn on subtitles to match the spoken words with their written forms. Every small effort counts. With time, you'll see how much you've improved. Conclusion. Remember, learning English is a journey. It's normal to feel nervous or make mistakes at first. But every time you practice, listen, read, or speak, you're moving one step closer to fluency. Embrace mistakes as opportunities to learn. Practice listening to songs, podcasts, and conversations. Read books and articles that interest you. Most importantly, stay consistent and make English a part of your daily life. With dedication and patience, you'll achieve your goals. Keep going, and soon you'll be speaking English with confidence.